I'm Karen Sperling. In this video, I thought I'd show you my new Artistry Corel Painter Brushes Volume 8 that you can use to paint in the style of John Singer Sargent. In these Sargent paintings, you see he mostly had dark backgrounds with lots of texture. The faces in his portraits had lots of brushstrokes, as did the clothing and the occasional furniture, with brushstrokes suggesting detail instead of showing it exactly. The new Volume 8 brushes let you paint with these textures and brushstrokes to create classic portraits in the style of John Singer Sargent. This is a photo by Cara Sambuco, and this is the painting I painted based on it using these brushes. So I'll show you the brushes in the collection. The first brush in the collection I named Broad Strokes because that's what it paints with and is great for adding textured brushstrokes in the background. The second brush is good for blending these brushstrokes so that the result is more subtle. In fact, the third brush is a subtle version of the first one that you can use to add to the original brushstrokes. Then you can go back to the second variant and blend that. So it's kind of a back and forth kind of a thing. You'll paint, then you'll blend, then you'll paint and blend, and build up texture that way. The fourth brush is a texture brush, and if you paint and scribble, the brush will run out of color, giving you a nice Sargent kind of texture. The fifth variant is another texture brush, and this one has strokes that add surface texture. Number 6 is a cloner brush, and it's ideal for painting clothing. You'll see in the John Singer Sargent paintings, the clothing is represented with brush strokes, and this cloner brush lets you get that kind of a look. It's not meant to bring back the details exactly as they are in the photograph. The next brush, number 7, is also useful for painting in the clothing and paints finer strokes so that you can paint highlights and shadows with it in the clothing and also in the face. Number 8 is a blender brush that blends in the nature of the brush strokes of the number 7 brush. Number 9 is an Impasto Eraser. A lot of these brushes are based on the Impasto brushes, which is where you get the surface texture from, and sometimes the surface texture is a little too random, so you can use number 9 to erase it. Number 10 is another texture brush, and it's good for adding texture in the background. Again, if you paint and scribble, it starts to look like brush strokes. Also very useful in the clothing to give a textury look to clothing. Number 11 is a texture blender. It blends in the nature of the number 10 brush. So you can put down color with number 10 and blend it with number 11 and put down some more color with number 10 and keep going back and forth that way. Number 12 is a highlights and shadows brush. And it's great for enhancing tones. I'm turning on tracing paper and shutting it off again to see how the tones are shaping up. Then number 13 blends in the nature of number 12. "14 paints with another version of bristly strokes to give you that sergeant look. "15 is a blender that blends in the nature of the strokes painted by number 14. "16 is another bristle brush, and it's especially good for painting texture into floors. And you kind of lift and paint, lift and paint. 17 blends in the nature of 16. "18 is another bristle brush, useful for adding details. 19 blends in the nature of number 18. Number 20 is a cloner brush, useful for bringing back details like hair and furniture upholstery. Number 21 is also a cloner and is great for painting faces. I hope you enjoyed this look at the Artistry Corel Painter Brushes Volume 8, available at my website, artistrymag.com. For information for how to paint portraits, landscapes, and composites in Corel Painter, get Painting for Photographers Volume 3, available in print at Amazon and at artistrymag.com, and in ebook format at artistrymag.com. Happy painting!